I remember the exact moment she said it. We were sitting at the kitchen table, her absent-mindedly scrolling through her phone, me sipping a lukewarm cup of black coffee when she looked up, almost casually, and spoke with the same disinterest. Someone might used to comment on the weather, you know. I don't even think you mean that much to me anymore. If you left, I'd be fine. I could replace you tomorrow. That single sentence, it drained the oxygen from the room. There wasn't any shouting, no glass shattering on the floor, no cinematic strings swelling in the background. Just silence, a raw, hollow silence, pierced only by the subtle sound of my heart breaking, quiet and unnoticed. I wish I could tell you I stood up right then and there and told her how wrong she was, that I challenged her, made her see the man she'd forgotten how to value. But I didn't. I just sat there, stunned, the weight of her words sinking in slowly like poison. My wife, the woman I had sacrificed years of my life for, had just looked me in the eye and told me I was disposable, as if I were nothing more than an old coat gathering dust at the back of the closet, something to be shrugged off and forgotten. But I didn't shout, I didn't argue, I didn't cry, because in that moment, something inside me shifted, cold and precise. I saw everything for what it was. I realized I'd been pouring every last ounce of my love, time, and effort into someone who had stopped seeing my worth long ago. And instead of wasting one more drop of myself trying to win back her respect, I made a quiet vow to leave, not in a blaze of drama or rage, no slammed doors, no sleeping on a friend's couch. I wasn't going to burn the house down. I wanted to vanish from it like smoke, clean, quiet, and final. So I began to play the long game. Over the next few weeks, I smiled more. I seemed softer, more attentive, polite, even affectionate. She thought I was trying harder. She believed I was reinvesting in us. What she didn't know was that I was simply making her feel secure enough to never see it coming. Behind the scenes, I met with a lawyer, quietly, discreetly. I moved half my savings into a separate account under only my name. I transferred the deed to my late father's cabin out of our shared ownership without a whisper. She never noticed. I began to keep records, notes, screenshots, observations of her indifference, the passive-aggressive digs, the way she'd go whole evenings without acknowledging I was in the same room. I gathered it all like a man collecting kindling for a future fire I'd never need to light. She was too busy treating me like a ghost to realize I was already learning how to disappear. And then one day, I came home early from work. The house was quiet except for the low hum of music coming from the bedroom. I heard her laughing open, playful, familiar, the kind of laugh she hadn't shared with me in months. I didn't need to hear words to know it wasn't a girlfriend on the other end of the line. It was in the way her voice lifted. That kind of joy, once reserved for me, now being shared with someone else. I didn't barge in. I didn't flinch. I simply walked into the garage and opened the box I had packed weeks before. I began placing the final pieces inside my passport, the insurance papers, a flash drive, spare keys. That weekend, we had dinner with her sister. She smiled wide as she bragged about her independence, about how she could handle anything on her own. Her family laughed and nodded. I smiled too, but for an entirely different reason. I knew she was about to be given exactly what she'd claimed to want. 3 days later, I left. Just like that. No note on the kitchen counter, no drawn-out goodbye. Just silence. She came home to an empty house, no car in the driveway, no money in the joint account, no access to my business finances because, surprise, I'd been quietly funding more of our lifestyle than she ever realized. Even the Netflix account had been logged out. She called once, then 10 times. The texts followed. At first, confused. "Where are you? Are you okay?" I didn't mean what I said. I was just angry. Then panic. "Can we talk? Please, I didn't know you were serious. I didn't mean to hurt you." And eventually, regret. "I miss you. Come home. I don't know how to live without you." But by then, I was long gone, not hiding, just unreachable. She had the space she always said she wanted. She had the freedom she bragged about over dinner. She had her chance to replace me. And one by one, the people she thought were options, they vanished. The ones who had hyped her up, whispered that she could do better. They moved on to the next piece of gossip. The man from the video call. He disappeared after 3 brief meetups, apparently. She wasn't worth keeping either. And me, I began. Again, quietly. I bought a small home by the lake, simple, peaceful, mine. No voices telling me I wasn't enough. No one rolling their eyes at my laughter. No one resenting my presence. No one mocking my loyalty. Every now and then, she still sends a message. Just wanted to say I hope you're doing well. Or, do you ever think about us? I never reply. Because when someone shows you your value to them, believe them. Don't waste your energy trying to change their mind. Walk away, silently, strategically, completely. Because the truest revenge is giving someone exactly what they claimed they wanted, and letting them live with the echo of what they'll never have again.